You buckle up, because this drama right here makes the Kardashians look like librarians on vacation. Chrisean Rock, the queen of chaos, the headline magnet. The internet's favorite plot twist just got caught in her own storm. And guess who lit the match? Her ex Bino, who came swinging with screenshots, receipts, and energy loud enough to make the Wi-Fi shake. He didn't just speak up, he detonated. We're talking full-blown expos, zero filter. And enough proof to make fans question everything they ever believed about Chrisean's story. For months, she's been painting herself as the victim, the fighter, the misunderstood rebel with a halo of pain. But now, Bino's calling her bluff, and baby, it's messy. Social media's in shambles. Blueface is somewhere smirking. Bloggers are foaming at the mouth. And fans are arguing in comment sections like they're in court. What Bino dropped doesn't just shake Chrisean's image, okay? It rebuilds the entire narrative from the ground up. This isn't just tea, okay? This is boiling scandal soup. Because if Bino's receipts are even half true, Chrisean's truth might be the biggest performance since Jada's entanglement. And trust me, you're not ready for how deep this goes. Let's be honest, if drama had a championship belt, Chrisean Rock would have been holding it since 2022, dripping in diamonds and tears. But this time, that crown might be slipping, because her ex, Hood Trophy Bino, just flipped the entire script, and baby, the receipts he dropped got the internet shaking. Like it just saw the deleted scenes from Baddies West. The man didn't just speak, he detonated. Screenshots, messages, voice notes, the kind of hidden truth that makes even Blueface look like a saint on Sunday. And what's worse, everything Chrisean swore was real raw. And unfiltered now looks faker than a Hollywood apology video. You know when a person's whole brand is built on chaos, but suddenly the chaos comes back with evidence. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Bino didn't just wake up and decide to spill tea. No, this has been simmering. For months, fans noticed Bino was moving weird, dropping cryptic captions, deleting pictures, throwing little subs that only insiders could decode. And now that he's talking, every one of those cryptic posts is starting to make sense. According to him, Chrisean has been out here twisting stories, playing victim, and selling narratives that don't line up with the timeline. He claims she didn't just forget to tell the truth, she rewrote it. Like a Netflix writer's room on strikeday.c, when Chrisean first came up. She had that underdog energy, fighting everyone, crying on live, singing about loyalty while punching walls. But Bino says behind closed doors, she was running a different game. He's painting a picture that's way darker than fans imagined, where manipulation meets melodrama, and every tear is strategic. And get this, he says he has proof. Not friend of if friend gossip, not vague shade, but cold evidence that could rewrite how fans see her entire story. One of the wildest parts. Bino alleges Chrisean wasn't just lying to the internet, she was lying to him. He says she built up this image of being betrayed, abandoned and loyal to a fault, when in reality, she was allegedly double-dipping relationships, playing people off each other, and crafting moments just to go viral. That's right, those crying clips, those real talks on live, those shocking confessions, according to Bino, they were all staged. Scripted chaos. Emotional marketing at its finest. And fans are torn. Some are like, we knew she was dramatic. That's her brand. Others are gasping like it's the final episode of a show they can't stop watching. But here's where it gets deep. Bino's not just talking about petty lies. He's talking about lies that hit reputations, relationships, and even legal stuff. He says she's been bending narratives around court cases, jail visits, and baby drama to make herself look like the ultimate survivor. And it's working, or at least it was. Because the second Bino started showing behind-the-scenes receipts, fans started piecing together inconsistencies. Dates that don't match. Claims that fall apart when compared to public records. And most damning of all, the way she allegedly used his legal situation to fuel sympathy online. Remember when Chrisean said Bino abandoned her and their bond during his case? He says that's a lie. He claimed she ghosted him, moved on while he was fighting charges, and then spun the story to look like she was the one betrayed. That's when Bino's patience snapped. According to people close to him, he was done watching her go live every week, crying about how hard it is to love real. So, he gathered the proof, the texts, the timestamps, the unseen footage, and decided it was time to hit post. It's the result: a digital earthquake. Screenshots showing her texting multiple guys at once. Voice notes that sound nothing like the humble, hurt version of Chrisean fans think they know. And messages hinting that she might have planned certain viral meltdowns to trend on social media. Yes, you heard that right. Planned chaos.bino says Chrisean understood exactly what the internet wanted. A train wreck in real time. So she fed it. Every fight, every tear, every "I'm done with Blueface" rant. Choreographed to keep her name alive. And he swears she bragged about it, calling herself uncancelable. But the twist: Bino says she took it too far. That she blurred the line between performance and reality so deeply that she started believing her own lies. And that's where things got ugly. Because if Bino's telling the truth and his receipts look convincing, Chrisean wasn't just performing for views. She was allegedly using real people, real relationships, and real pain to fuel that performance. Think about it. One day she's crying about heartbreak. The next day she's laughing in a club. Then 2 days later, she's throwing hands on live. The emotional roller coaster became her brand. And the fans, knowingly or not, became the audience funding it. Now, people are starting to ask the uncomfortable question: was any of it real? Was the ride or die act just marketing? Were the fights and breakdowns just bait for sympathy? Was Bino the villain or just the latest casualty in a long-running performance piece? The craziest part is that even Chrisean's own circle seems to be going quiet. People who usually jump to her defense, silent. No clapbacks, no fake receipts, call-outs. Just silence, which on the internet speaks louder than words. And then came that moment, the voice note leak. The one Bino allegedly dropped, where you can hear Chrisean talking about keeping people guessing. Saying they only care when you look crazy. The tone, cold, calculating, like someone running a business meeting instead of living a messy love life. It was chilling. Because if that clip is real, if it's really her voice, it confirms what fans have whispered for months, that the chaos isn't accidental. It's strategy. Bino claims she's been using that same formula for years. From Blueface to Zeus Network to her current headlines. Every scandal, every breakup, every comeback. All pieces of a master plan to keep her trending no matter the cost. But this time, St says, she crossed the wrong line. She didn't just manipulate him. She allegedly lied about things that could have destroyed his name while he was already fighting to stay free. So he's done playing nice. He's calling her out directly, line by line, showing receipts that line up with everything she said wasn't true. From who really paid for what to who really walked away first. He's making it clear the story she told isn't the story that happened. And now fans are starting to question everything. The timelines, the relationships, even her motherhood narrative. Because if she lied about the love story, what else might be scripted? The plot thickens because Chrisean, of course, isn't taking this quietly. But we'll get to that soon. Because the next part, that's where the fight gets ugly. If you thought Bino's first wave of receipts was wild, buckle your seatbelt, because this next chapter makes Zeus Network look like Sunday school. The moment his expose started spreading like wildfire, Chrisean Rock's entire online kingdom began shaking. The Rock Nation fanbase, who've defended her through every meltdown, fight, and headline, suddenly didn't know who to believe. And right in the middle of that chaos, Chrisean went live. Picture this, the music blaring, the lashes half done, her voice already shaking with emotion. And that classic opening line, "Y'all really believe this, bum?" The second she said it, the internet froze. Everyone knew this wasn't going to be some calm, let's talk moment. This was about to be a digital demolition derby. Bino versus Chrisean. It's truth versus theatrics. Heartbreak versus headlines. But instead of denying the claims outright, Chrisean started spinning. She called Bino bitter, broke, and Mad Eye glowed up without him. The usual defense. But what made fans pause wasn't what she said, it was how she said it. For the first time, her anger sounded rehearsed, like she'd practiced the speech in front of a mirror. No raw pain, no tears, just rage wrapped in showbiz confidence. And while she was screaming into the camera, the comment section was split like a courtroom, half shouting, "Queen, don't let him play with you," and the other half dropping popcorn emojis and saying, "Nah, she's caught. That tone says everything." Bino, meanwhile, wasn't backing down. He posted a second wave of receipts while she was still live. Yes, during her live stream. Screenshots appearing on his story in real time as she yelled, "He lying." Like a social media boxing match, round for round, jab for jab, round for round, jab for jab. One screenshot in particular broke the internet. It showed Chrisean messaging a producer saying, "Make sure they get the clip of me crying." That's the money shot. The timestamp lined up perfectly with her infamous live, where she broke down saying, "I just want peace." Fans went ballistic. That money shot quote spread faster than wildfire, the meme pages, the blogs. Even the messy comment sections of Shade Room reposted it like breaking news. Suddenly, her brand of authentic chaos didn't look so authentic anymore. People started revisiting old clips, analyzing her tone, noticing patterns, the same tear-white motion, the same off-camera glance before a breakdown, the same perfectly timed captions. What once looked like impulsive passion now looked like content strategy. And Chrisean didn't help herself. Instead of calming down, she doubled down. She started posting pictures of designer bags, new cars, and flashy jewelry, writing captions like, "They mad 'cause I'm booked, not broke." But that only made it worse. Fans started comparing timestamps. Those new cars weren't even hers. And some of the designer pieces were from old photo shoots. It looked like she was trying to distract people with luxury, while the truth was chasing her down with screenshots. That's when Bino dropped the bombshell video, the one where he claims she admitted off camera that she plays emotional to stay viral. The clip was short but powerful. Her voice could be heard saying, "If I don't give them something to talk about, they forget me." This was the kind of quiet confession that changes how people see everything after. Within hours, TikTok detectives dissected it frame by frame. Voice analysis accounts compared it to her past lives, and guess what? The match rate was nearly perfect. Even AI analysts were like, "Yeah, that's her." And while the internet went nuclear, Chrisean's PR team, yes, apparently she has one now, tried to spin the narrative. They claimed the clip was taken out of context and part of a private creative conversation. But by then, the damage was done. The comment sections looked like war zones. People were unfollowing, brands were quietly deleting collabs. And even her usual defender blogs were suspiciously quiet. It didn't stop there. Bino posted another story, this time with a long paragraph saying, "All I ever wanted was peace. But when you lie on me, lie on my name, and make me look like the monster, that's when the truth gotta come out. I ain't perfect, but I ain't fake either." And for the first time, people actually believed him. Because while Chrisean was yelling and flaunting, Bino stayed composed, emotional, almost vulnerable. His posts felt like heartbreak. Hers felt like a performance. And the internet always sides with the one who looks hurt, not the one who looks defensive. Then came the moment no one saw coming. Bino hinted he might take legal action. He posted defamation's real. You can't just make stuff up for clout and think it's cute. That line alone sent shockwaves through social media. People started whispering about lawsuits, NDAs, and hidden contracts. And in the middle of all this, another player entered the game, a close friend of Chrisean, who anonymously leaked messages showing that she knew Bino was innocent about something she publicly accused him of. The messages read like pure manipulation, her talking about keeping the narrative strong, telling the friend, "They'll believe me 'cause I'm the emotional one." It was a level of calculated chaos that made even her fans shiver. Because it wasn't just drama anymore, it was deception. Strategic, repeated, monetized deception. The memes exploded. Chrisean Rock, the reality show that never ends. Bino, the man who broke the script. People were editing her interviews next to the leaked audio, captioning them when acting meets real life. Even verified celebs started low-key commenting under the blogs, some with popcorn emojis, others with quiet shade like knew it all along. But while everyone laughed online, behind the scenes, things were spiraling. Sponsors were reconsidering contracts. A rumored Zeus Network follow-up show suddenly went dark. And Chrisean, once the internet's favorite unfiltered queen, now had to face the hardest truth. The audience she built off chaos. This might be the same audience ready to tear her down. She tried one more emotional live, crying, apologizing if she ever hurt anyone. Saying she never meant to fake nothing, but even that didn't hit the same. The tears didn't feel powerful anymore. They felt practice. Bino supporters flooded the chat, calling her out, saying, "We don't want apologies. We want accountability." The rest of her fans, exhausted, confused, loyal but unsure, started fading into silence. Because deep down, everyone started wondering the same thing. If everything was fake, then who is Chrisean Rock really? Was she ever the broken, misunderstood girl we rooted for? Or has this whole time just been one long episode designed to keep her trending? The scary part is, Bino's still holding on to the rest of the receipts. He's publicly said, "Y'all only saw half. If she keeps talking, I'll drop the rest." And given how this drama's playing out, that's not an empty threat, that's a promise. Because in the next chapter of this mess, it's not just about lies, it's about revenge. You'd think after being dragged across every blog, every meme page, and every live stream highlight reel, Chrisean Rock would lay low. Maybe log off, reflect, disappear for a week, and come back with a soft-spoken apology video and background piano music. But no, this is Chrisean we're talking about. When the fire's burning, she doesn't grab water. She grabs gasoline and a camera, because just when the internet thought the storm was over, she made it rain again, this time with a shocking claim that Bino was the liar all along. She posted a long emotional caption on Instagram. "He's just mad I left him. Ain't nobody perfect, but I never faked my love. He broke me, and now he wants sympathy." The post had a close-up selfie, tear streaks, and the caption ended with, "God knows my heart." At first, fans rallied, "Stay strong, queen, don't let the devil win." But within hours, that sympathy started cracking. Because Bino, apparently ready for round 3, uploaded a full 8-minute compilation of unseen footage, time-stamped, synced with her own posts, showing exactly how she flipped narratives for views. The clips were devastating. In one, Chrisean could be seen rehearsing lines before a live, saying, "Okay, I'ma start with the crying part first, then say he hit me, then end with the I'm done with toxic love." They eat that up. The raw footage hit harder than any music video. No filters, no editing, just reality catching up with her persona. The internet lost its mind. Hashtags like #Chris EAN scripted, #BINO receipts, and #fake tears tours started trending. YouTube commentators who used to hype her up began switching sides, calling her the female 6ix9 in of emotion, saying she snitched on herself through her own footage. Even bloggers who built their platforms on defending her now quietly deleted old posts. And yet through all the chaos, one thing was clear. Bino wasn't celebrating. He wasn't clowning her. His tone was heartbreak, mixed with disappointment. In one video, he said quietly, "All I ever did was love her. But she loved the spotlight more than anything. Once the cameras came on, I didn't exist unless I was a headline." That line hit deep. It was the first time fans saw this not as drama, but as tragedy to people trapped in a fame addiction they couldn't escape. But Chrisean didn't stop swinging. She went back on live again, this time screaming that Bino was using old videos and that people change. The problem? While she was yelling about growth, her own assistant jumped in the comments with a cryptic, "Tell the truth before I do." You could feel the tension snap through the phone screen. Hours later, a fan account leaked more messages between Chrisean and that same assistant, showing her instructing them to leak drama clips at specific times to boost engagement before her music drops. Yup, coordinated chaos. The internet started connecting dots. Every meltdown, every public fight, every emotional breakdown lined up perfectly with her release dates. It was no longer coincidence. It was a marketing plan, and suddenly, what fans once saw as authenticity turned into betrayal. Because people don't mind mess, they mind manipulation. And now, the brand that made her famous was turning into the very thing tearing her down. Meanwhile, Bino was gaining sympathy fast. Interviews started rolling in, podcasts calling him the man who broke the algorithm. Fans posting clips saying, "He tried to warn us." His followers doubled overnight. People started calling for him to tell his whole story. No filters, no edits, just truth. But Bino didn't rush. He posted one last message. "The truth don't need a trailer. It plays forever." And then, silence. That's when everything flipped. Because if Chrisean's downfall was loud, her reckoning was quiet. The bookings slowed down. The endorsement deals paused. Zeus Network, once her main stage, allegedly delayed her next project. The same blogs that once cheered her chaos stopped posting altogether. For someone who lived online, silence became the loudest punishment. Then came the final twist no one saw coming. Chrisean's private apology DM to Bino got leaked. In it, she wrote, "You was right. I let fame change me. I ain't know who I was no more. I ain't even mad at you for exposing me. I needed it." It was short, raw, and for the first time, real. No emojis, no hashtags, just a woman stripped of her armor. But by then, the damage was done. Her empire of shock value had already crumbled under Thuit of receipts. The public didn't cancel her overnight, they just moved on. The same crowd that once lived for her drama was now obsessed with the next viral disaster. The clicks dried up. The lives got fewer views. And that silence? That was the sound of karma logging off. But here's the haunting part. Chrisean wasn't broken by hate. She was broken by exposure. Because once people saw behind the curtain, there was no mystery left to protect. She vanished for a while after that. No lives, no headlines, no sudden brawls outside clubs. Just ghost mode. The internet, of course, filled the silence with rumors, rehab, rebranding, redemption. Some say she's writing a tell-all. Others whisper she's coming back with a new team and a new plan. But everyone agrees she'll never be seen the same again. And Bino, he's quietly rebuilding. Dropped a few tracks, hinted at a documentary, stayed out of drama, which ironically made him look even better. Because while she was screaming, he was healing. And in today's world, silence is the new flex. The moral of this digital soap opera. In the age of receipts, authenticity isn't about tears, it's about consistency. Chrisean sold chaos until chaos came collecting. And Bino, the man everyone once called. Clout chasing ended up being the only one who wasn't lying. The truth she tried to hide didn't just come out, it rewrote the whole script. Because when the lights fade and the cameras stop rolling, all that's left is who you really are. And for Chrisean Rock, that's the story the world will never unsee. And that's the real story. Unfiltered and uncensored, the kind they never wanted you to hear. Because on Expose Express, we don't do rumors. We do receipts. Chrisean Rock thought she could control the narrative. But Bino came through swinging with facts harder than any punch she ever threw on camera. The lies, the manipulation, the emotional marketing, all of it laid bare for the world to see. And now, there's no going back. You can delete posts, block fans, even cry on live. But the truth? It always finds WI-FI. This is bigger than just Chrisean versus Bino. This is a wake-up call for the entire celebrity circus that in 2025, clout fades faster than credibility. You can trend for a day, but once your receipts hit the algorithm, it's checkmate. So here's what I want to know from you. Who do you believe? Is Bino the realest man in the room? Or did Chrisean just get caught playing a game she invented? Drop your thoughts below. No filters, no fake tears, just facts. Because when the lies stop trending, Expose Express keeps rolling. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell, because the next bombshell, it's already loading. And trust me, it's going to make this one look like a warm dash-up. This was your host, digging through the digital dirt so you don't have to. Because on Expose Express, we don't chase gossip. We catch it, stay locked in, the truth never sleeps. Never sleeps.